Dang. Oh my god, it's starting! Yay! Yay! I hope everyone can hear me.
I can hear you.
Well, on last week's recording, I didn't come through so well on the recording.
Oh.
That's okay. Things are happening.
Moving and a shaking.
Hey, Casey, would you give me a light source on the other account?
On the other account. Oh, I didn't turn everybody on. We're seeing a black screen because I'm a bad person. Let's get that fixed.
I've been running around trying to switch it, so I probably didn't tell you in time.
That's okay. So as the DM fixes his technical difficulties, we have gathered in the keep. Folks are recovering from quite the fight. And as they recover, let's ask, is there anybody who's doing anything in particular with that about hour of rest time that they didn't mention to us last week? And then we'll do our little summary. And Sin, you should start seeing any second now. Any luck?
I see some things, but not everything, and it's doing the weird. Like, if you look at the stream, you can kind of see what I
Yep, I see him
can see.
coming in, catching up with the folks.
Little pockets.
That was Joey. There's Chloe. There's Tlaze. So many players. Such a lucky DM. All right. Why you are not seeing the background, I am not sure at the moment. Let's do a dramatic infinite light reveal and see if that helps. Objects and tokens. Mr. Torch.
Wow.
Let's go huge light. Bang.
Yeah, I might need to adjust the sound. Hold on. This is...
Oh, Squeaky Bird is squeaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not helping. I'm sorry. It's okay. Relax. Just relax.
Let's try moving Joey. Joey, take a step. Joey, take a step back.
Yeah, I have light now. Strange cone, but
Yes.
that's not a big
Okay.
deal.
The strange cone is supposed to be there because of secrets.
Oh,
Secret
okay.
cones.
And secrets. But so now we will take that light, turn it back to normal. Bang, bang. And it should go gray. And still there will be a strange cone. And we'll talk about that strange cone in just a moment. So I think we have everybody on. Bump, 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 bump. I think I see everybody there. So.
I think we're just waiting. Is Athy here?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, she's going to be a couple minutes late, I think she said, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I was going to say Athy's not in yet.
To Athy, as we wait for Athy to catch up, any technical questions or sheet concerns now that you've had a week to think over and see things, or questions about combat or other stuffs? Nope, you guys are all too pro for me.
Yep. I know the drill.
Might need to rethink our approach with Dusk not here. Dusk did a lot of things.
This was really very useful. But we've got Chloe and Joey.
Yeah. I obviously need to learn how to play a rogue without dying.
Speaking of without dying, everybody I think did roll their hit points recovery from their hit die.
Yes.
If you look at your sheet and you didn't, please be sure to do so. Probably going to need those hit points soon.
Dun dun dun.
And in just a little bit more time, I will ask, would anyone like to react to the tidbits that have been thrown about?
Oh, me.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you want me to read it for the audience?
Well, you don't really need to repeat it for the audience. So, what Telays, or what the others see happening as Telays passes, is within the keep are a number of couples. Some of them in guard uniforms, standing close to those who are not in guard uniforms. Some of them just couples who have come in out of the way. And you see a curious effect. As Telays passes by, each of the couples draws a little closer to each other, kind of slips their arm around one another, and kind of defensively pulls the other one in. And it's not just men pulling in women, and it's not just women pulling in men. They seem to each want to keep a little bit of a distance for the partner away from her.
So anytime this happens, to Lace's immediate reaction, I just look at them and they either get a wink or they get a kiss blown at them. It's very much, hold on to your husbands, girls. I'm back in town.
And husbands frequently seem to be wanting to hold on to their wives, lest they get ideas as well. As you're dressed just a little more flamboyantly, shall we say, than most of the women in town, especially the ones who just rushed out of their homes as they were getting ready for bed, stumbled through a smoky and bloody battle, and ended up in the keep. They're not exactly in top form the way you are.
Well, that's just too bad for them, though, isn't it?
That is a shame.
It's a shame.
So, best looking person in the keep could possibly be a blue garbed half elf, but there are some other contenders about. Speaking of the other contenders, anybody else want to voice before we kick off here?
Hi, I made it.
Hi!
Hi!
Hello! What are we voicing?
Any reactions or poses that you would like to throw in response to the things that were skittered about earlier today or yesterday?
Pretty much don't, like, after Dawn was up on the roof,
Up on the roof, checking out the dragon.
checking out the dragon, having absolutely no reaction to big scary dragon. But he's gonna come down, he's gonna snap his book shut and look at everyone and be like, I am pretty sure we are proper fucked. That is...
Fair enough. And the only voice... Kyle, have I heard your voice yet?
No.
Oh,
And,
hi, Kyle.
kind of over the course of like looking at what's going on, looking at this flying dragon, like my first instinct is to be like, well, I mean, these guards are kind of shitty, and then looking up at the dragon and being like, well, I mean, we're all kind of shitty when compared to a flying assault weapon.
Yeah, you don't think that that blue dragon has ever missed a leg day, and he's got 4 legs. So he's on a 2-for-1 for each day you spend. But really, that's got the laughing. So let's bring everybody up to speed. So as the denizens of the Warrens make their way to the keep, the Castilian Escobar the Red calls for the gates to be closed. The guards withdraw within the safety of the walls, and the heavy gate is barred with a clunk. The occasional glint of light on scaly hide shows that patrols of kobolds encircle the castle, the darkness hiding them from the archers on the walls. Further away, cultists and kobolds can be seen carrying torches as they ransack the town, making a thorough job of it as they search each house. The blue dragon that's been soaring overhead can be seen to land on a hilltop some distance away, resting for a short while before taking to the air once more to harass the keep with its frightful presence. About an hour passes in just a general muddle and mess. Everyone's panicked and running about. The others have been healing, tending their wounds. Valandra and Dusk have gone off to help with the wounded. They're in some of those barracks, tending to the worst of those who met with the cultists and kobolds. As it starts to get a little more organized, night's fallen entirely. The torches are all lit, illuminating just the area around the keep, and then those glints of light off in the distance. You hear Governor Nighthill. You got to do something, Escobert. There must be 2-3 dozens of my constituents trapped there in that temple. Escobar, the Red, surveys the people now within the castle before gathering together those from the Warren. Greenest has never done wrong by the Warren, so I'm hoping you'll do right by Greenest. Brother Edian and 30 to 40 others are trapped in the temple of Chauntea. While the cultists seem to be keeping clear of the keep, they're laying siege to that temple and will soon be inside. You all seem well-equipped, so I hope you'll consider helping us. In that hour, you've had an opportunity to look about the keep and have noticed that the many passed in gold to the spear tips armor of the great gate groaned as it slid shut, and great gobs of copper shredded as the locking bar was moved for the first gates, along with the loud defenders to have a ram is brought against the main gate. Escobar also reveals that an old tunnel runs underground all the way to the stream near the Warrens to provide fresh water should there be a siege. The entrance to the old tunnel is in the back of what had become a storage area for broken equipment. Escobar and Governor Nighthill look to the assembly. They look to you. What do you do?
Dawn would like to ask, do you have any idea what they could possibly be looking for in a town like this?
Well, my constituency isn't a rich people. We've got some goods trade coming back and forth, but no idea why they would be doing this. I think if we're going to find out, we'd have to capture one of the cultists, preferably a leader. But at this point, It's my we gotta go save my constituents over in the temple. If you happen across one of the leaders, bring them on back and we'll get them interviewed.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I think we really, deal with the how and worry about the why a little bit later.
So you'll help us then?
Well, I will. Wait for... She's still bruised from her.
You're sort of the big, heavily armed in on that.
The armness where they were just doing what
Nobody has faith.
Look, I'm sure you're very capable, but these are big folks we're fighting. I mean, not the kobolds so much, but the cultists, they've got swords bigger than you.
And she's taken down plenty of them because they all underestimated her the same way you are.
Thank you.
We're happy to see what you can do then. So, we can't open the main gate. Doing so would expose everyone in here. You could take the tunnel and possibly sneak out that way, but nobody's been down there in years, years, and years. There's the Sally port, but I'm loath to open it. I'm not sure it would shut again.
The tunnel would be... That's where all the mice are running through.
Mice?
I can... Well, maybe you're not paying attention, but I can hear the mice, rats, little rodents. They want to get out of here. I think that's where they are.
And that does seem sensible. In the southeastern part of the keep, where Escobar had indicated a storage area and the entrance to the tunnel would be, does seem to have a lot of squeaking and chittering coming through it. You would imagine that all these people coming into the oft disused keep has caused all of the mouse and relatives to make their way to the nearest hidey hole, which would be that temple, or that tunnel, excuse me. Edgar is going nuts right now. He's singing to entertain himself. He is so bored. So bored. He tried to take a nap on your shoulder. Not happening. Now he's singing to himself. There's just nobody here of interest to Edgar. But
I mean, is there? I might just pause the stream because it's sharp. It's coming through piercing on this end. I don't know if it is on everybody else's.
It probably is. I'm sorry.
Is there any way you could switch to push to talk? Would that help?
Yeah, I'll do that. Hold on, one sec.
Sure. I'm so sorry. It's just I hear it reverbing. Maybe it's my fault because I've got 4 computers going at once.
But he's loud. That's true.
Well, that's cool.
So as buttons are pushed, we do have the entrance to the tunnel in a small storage area. Lots of broken equipment there waiting for eager hands to help dig out and through it, beyond which Waverly's attuned little ears can hear the sounds of rodents and the like. Who, if anyone, will be assisting in excavating the entrance?
Not it.
There's a
I'm
door
well aware of what my skills are, and that is not it.
I didn't quite hear the question in the background about the door.
So they're worried about not being able to close the door once they open it, or we have the clearly rat-infested, mouse-infested tunnel.
The Sally port is a little rusty, a little dinged. Normally it's used to throw open real quick, rush out, attack the folks in front, and rush back in. There's a small ready room about 10 feet by 20 feet within the wall behind it, and another door to close so that people can go into the ready room, close the door behind them, open the Sally port, and rush out. But that Sally port hasn't been opened in probably a century, and they're a little concerned about it.
So they have a vestibule, and they're worried about closing it, basically. Okay.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
And now you said it's complete darkness now, or is it the next day? Because I know we were running around town at night, right?
It's about 10 o'clock at night right now. And Escobar, I don't think that temple will hold. I give it an hour and a half at best. They've already got a tree down, and it looks like they'll be forming a ram soon. And that's just wood walls.
Chloe would try and, kind of coordinate with Escobar and say, like who's in there? Is it a bunch of kids? Is it adults? Is it a mix?
Best guess, it'd be those attending temple. We had a service coming up tonight, and he kind of looks at you to pray for the souls of people. And
people.
Yeah. And he looks really, really uncomfortable all of a sudden. But he continues on. So, best guess, 3 to 4 dozen, 30 to 50 people, mix of kids. And unfortunately, and fortunately, the priest is there with them. He's the only one in town with healing abilities, so he'd be very useful back here. But of course, he's useful there too. But he's not a fighting man.
So at this, Chloe takes a look around and sees like Dusk and Valandra like trying to patch people together, but probably not doing a very good job. I know that Valandra is probably tapped out, and Dusk has been pretty beat up too. And she'll just say, well, Joey, we gotta go. We gotta go save these people. Look, come off of the ledge up there. We gotta go. Which way do you guys want to go? And she'll talk towards the rest of the party that's clearly suiting up and ready to go. Which way looks good to you guys? I'll lead the way. You just tell me which one looks better.
I want to go through the tunnel.
I'm not afraid of mice. No
I
offense.
Hope not.
I'm afraid of you, just a little, but the rest of them, no.
So it sounds like Chloe will be leading off. And Chloe, as you start digging through the wrecked equipment, casting out bits of leather jerkin, broken bows, piles of string, the more you move, the more you see evidence of rodents and rats having used this as a thoroughfare, droppings, chewed bits. By the time you reach the door itself, obviously this tunnel hosts a couple of a little less well-groomed mousefolk. The door itself opens fairly easily, and beyond it you see a very small tunnel, only about 4 foot high. The floor is flat, the top is arched, so it's 4 foot at the middle, maybe 1.5 foot at the sides, and dead center in front of you, and actually a little lower than you at this point, there's a pulley with a handle to turn on it, but whatever rope or chain it once drove is long since gone. And let's drag you. You're hiding behind my torch.
So as she's like trying to clear this stuff out, she's just complaining, well, if you guys had just kept this up, this wouldn't be a problem. I mean, it's disgusting in here. The smell, it's not good. So I don't know what we're going to do. And she'll just like get her head in the tunnel.
There you go.
Would it be possible for me to at least try to, like, I know I can only do it in like 1 foot square at a time, but try and clean up a little bit of the mess as she goes with prestidigitation?
You can definitely start cleaning. Like, you can send scatterings of dirt. Let's just call it dirt. Scatterings of dirt flying, but you can't make it disappear. It has to go somewhere. So you can clear a path down the middle, but you end up with just a bigger pile on either side.
You know what? That'll work for us, right? If I can make a clean path, just some place we can walk.
So you like clearing out little footsteps. You know? So absolutely, you're just every 6 seconds a little paft and dirt flies off to either side. You're parting the dirt sea. Who is following just behind Chloe, though?
Donna's going to follow behind Therese because she's making it clean.
Yeah, I'm probably right behind Chloe. Then if Joey wants to be behind her, he can do that. I've got a 10-foot range on this that I'm working on, but I have to be pretty close to the front.
All right. And then, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd be behind. I'd be second.
Oh, second?
I'd try to be, yes.
All right.
Waverly will try to be up front-ish. Third, maybe.
All right.
How do I get there? I'm stuck.
You know, you're stuck. You're stuck. Hang on. I'm dragging you guys into the
It's the magical code.
Hidden area. All right. So as you guys start funneling your way down, it is a pretty you would 7% grade and crawl, slide, twist your way down. And off in the distance, those of you gifted detect countless eyes staring back at you. Eyes, the glint reflecting the faint torchlight that. Chloe, as you are up front, of debris and rats about 20 to 30 feet further down.
I would definitely, like, as we're crawling down there and sorting out the who goes where, she'll be bitching at Joey about, well, now that I've got you here and you can't leave because there's people behind you, I don't like the way that you left me. And then as soon as she sees the critters and whatnots, she'll be like, oh, we got live ones. I can see the beady little eyes.
Beady little eyes indeed. So they don't want to get any closer to you. But you're kind of headed in their direction.
Just shoot them off. It's fine.
Hearing that advice from the back of the line, she'll shoo, go, and she'll kind of throw some of the dirt / poop in front of her towards them. Like, go, shoo.
Fair enough. Would you please give me an intimidation check? If you prefer, you can use animal handling. I'm willing to accept either.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with intimidation.
All right. You roar. You throw poop. You're very chimpanzee about it for some reason. And doing so, you manage to drive the rats back. But after they've moved back about 10 feet from where they were, they seem like perhaps they've been cornered.
So I can still see them?
You can still see them. I think you can still see them.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll just say, well, they moved a little bit, but it seems like they're backed up. This I think we're gonna just run into some nasty
Just ignore
rats.
them and do what we need to do.
They're
We're not
just-
here for the rats.
They're just little rats. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep going forward then. Yeah. So did we take a torch down here with us? I don't remember because I know I have dark vision, but
It looks like Waverly has a torch. There's one
Okay.
right on top of her.
okay. I
Yeah,
heard you guys.
yeah. Waverly has a lantern, a hooded lantern, actually.
All right. Well, not having a torch because I know rats probably would get spooked off by that. I'll just defensively move forward, I guess, and try and with my shield curled against my body, just kind of push that in front of me. Just trying to clear a path for everybody. Does Casey know he's muted?
No, of course he did not know he was muted. Go ahead and move yourselves down on the angle. You should be able to move yourselves.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were so quiet.
I'm always quiet. I'm listening to you guys. So,
There she is.
and if you would pause for a second, and anyone who thinks they might have any insight into the minds of a cornered rat, please roll me a insight or animal handling, your choice. Joey, nice.
Hey, how you doing, rats?
I know everything about rats.
So, Chloe, there are some sayings about cornered rats. It's usually not a live and let live kind of saying. And as you continue down, you realize that the top of the tunnel touches the behind the rats. It looks like they've got nowhere to go. And as you continue moving towards them, they at all. Would everyone please roll me an initiative?
Oh, even
Now, Waverly will nail down what's about to happen. Your instincts kick in too, and you get to figure out what you're doing first. What are you doing first? Whoops, did we mute Waverly too?
You're on push to talk, Waverly.
Sorry, I'm not used to being on push to talk. Okay. Waverly's way in the back here, so I'm. Did she squeeze on by past Dawn here?
You're pretty small, so you can squeeze past folks.
Okay. I can't really see. Hold on.
Bring your torch with you. There you go. That's what you can see now.
So
No, you just hear angry chittering.
Could I have given her or them a rough idea of where I saw them in front of me?
Sure.
I do those things.
You're like, I'm about 20 feet, and they look pissed. And Waverly's like, oh, okay.
Dawn has dark vision. Would he be able to see all the way?
Dawn has dark vision. You should be able to see down to the pile of rats.
I do not.
You do not. Dawn has dark vision. Do you not see right here?
Nope.
How about now?
Yes.
So to make life easier for everybody, we're just going to extend this Can everybody see now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
We will make light happen even though it's a little dark in the real world, the imaginary one. But now that you know that you're still about 60 to 70 feet away from the chittering noises, or so, make that 40 feet. I'm bad at math. Anything else, Waverly, aside from pushing forward past Dawn?
Can I get down on the ground and shoot? Able to. All right, I'm going to try that then.
All right. You fire blindly down the tunnel, and you hear squeaks and chittering and all sorts of horrible noises, but you don't hear a thunk of an arrow hitting home, more of a scared cat point down.
It was worth a shot.
All right, and worth the shot indeed. You did also hear a little sploosh, so you might have to take a swim to get that arrow back. That's going to bring up Squeal, who rushes forward and swarms over Chloe. Chloe, the rats cover you, trying desperately to get past, to reach the only exit they know of, but they're biting you along the way. Chloe, does the 19 get you?
Yep.
10 points of damage as rats bite and claw and scratch. Joey.
Joey, get him off, get him off.
She's just covered in rats. It's like you gave her a fur cloak or something.
Okay. Well, we'll just, we'll use them all like a battering ram. That makes sense. I can't really swing it upwards. It's fine. I want to hit these rats.
And you know what? Despite appearances and the trouble of swinging in there, the 10 does hit the rats. You flatten half of them against Chloe's back.
Say it's fine. It's fine. There's more rats down there. Okay, and then I'll just kind of push my way forward.
All right. You shove past your sister and the rats. You know if you keep going, you might get bit on the way. No, you'll be fine. So you can keep moving if you choose.
All right. Is this like half movement?
Nope, normal movement. You're just sort of butt sliding your way along.
Damn, that was a terrible idea. No, I should have opened the gate. I guess, can I see the gate? Does it look like it'll open with, like, I'm opening the gate?
Down here?
Yeah.
You do not see the gate. You see water.
And is it, like, open behind it? Like,
basically, the top of the tunnel reaches the water, and then you can't see through the water itself. So the tunnel, for at least a little ways, is entirely submerged.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I will stay right here.
Fair enough. Dawn, a number of rats has started moving in your direction, but they stopped along the way to chew on Chloe. What are you doing?
Okay, so mechanics-wise, do a swarm count as one creature, quote-unquote?
Mechanics-wise, for targeting purposes, sure.
Yes. Because he is going to cast Cause Fear down here to keep them down there and from hopefully trying to keep them from rushing up at them, at least them scrambling around down at the end of the tunnel.
Fair enough.
Oh no, my picture didn't work. To fix that.
Unfortunately, the panicked swarm of rats seems immune to your frightful effect.
Dang it.
Any other action, movement, etc.?
Nah, he can't really do much from where he is.
All right.
A sigh.
That brings up the activity of Chitter. Chitter rushes forward as it swarms over Joey. It tries to bite him. I don't think a 7's going to do it.
Nope.
It continues swarming on its way. As it leaves your area, if you wish to take a reaction, you may.
Damn rats.
Damn
Rats everywhere.
Everywhere rats, but now a number fewer than there were before. And the rats make it one more spot. That brings up Nash. Nash the rat, as it swarms over you, bites again for the first time. I don't think a 6 is going to do it.
No, 6 is not going to do it.
And they continue on. The rats seem intent on getting up this tunnel, biting and clawing as they go. Chloe, why are you at a 2 and Soleil's at a 10? I must have missed somebody as I was sorting. Chloe, go ahead.
It's not your fault. When I rolled initiative, I hadn't clicked my token, so it didn't show you my initiative, so I had to roll again.
Fair enough. So, Chloe, what do we got?
Okay, so there's a swarm in front of me, behind me, and on me, right?
You got it. It's a sea of rat bodies.
Okay, so to start, I'm going to bonus action second wind, because I'm not doing so hot.
Sure.
Eh, 5's 5. Okay, and then I'm going to attack the ones that are crawling all over me, because that's gross. And I can't move.
Oh, you're squishing them left and right.
I don't want to do that.
But
Shoot.
there are still quite a few left. Much less than half there were. But still, they remain. Any additional action?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of stuck, so I'm just, like, trying to get him off me and swiping the warhammer left and right, trying to cut through everything so nothing gets past me to the rest of the group if I can.
You got it. And that's going to bring up Telays. There's a veritable carpet of rodentia ahead of you.
Yeah, and my friends are all inside of it.
They are.
Is everybody stacked up on that one spot except for me and Waverly?
No. So let's scoot it right out of the way.
Okay,
Chloe
because I
is
can't see
there.
right away. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then Joey is further down.
Where? Where's that?
Sorry,
It's
Joey
in-
is at the far end. He is 20 feet away from you.
Man, I don't know if I want to do this because it could put Chloe in danger.
I hate fighting in hallways.
Right? Oh my god. Okay.
You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like a mage thinking about burning hands, is what this sounds like.
Because they're all in a line and I can hit them all with a very specific thing, but I would run the risk of hurting more than just them.
Did you know orcs are fireproof?
It's not fire. It's electricity. I was
Ooh.
thinking about doing Thunder Wave, but that could hurt Waverly and Chloe.
That would yeah.
And it would throw, and if it worked, it would throw a bunch of rats on top of Dawn.
Please don't.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
You would not like that at all.
Good gracious me. Okay. I'm probably just gonna hit the rat that's in front of me.
Okay. Swing away.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me get my thing up here. This is gonna be my first physical attack, guys.
Yeah, let's see how it does.
If my character sheet will expand so I can find it. Okay. So do I just click on my quarterstaff to attack with it?
Yep. Should just be able to click on your quarterstaff.
Actually, I have a dagger. I'll use my dagger instead. Because I don't have a minus on my dagger. Normal.
Even with that +4, an 8 is not going to tag the rats.
Jeez!
Just can't find one to stab.
I'm not rolling well today.
Any additional action or movement for you?
No, I don't need to get hit in the face.
All right. Waverly, it comes to you. You can see in front of Talays just a sea of other rodent bodies. You know that you could easily move amongst and through them, even standing amidst them should you choose to attack. But then you'd be in a bit of danger yourself. What are you doing?
Okay, so Waverly likes to live dangerously. She's gonna she's just gonna squeeze by,
Okay.
and then all these rats at her feet are going to get a rapier.
All right, you try and skewer multiples like a kebab, and you manage it, decimating the horde of rodents, leaving only 3 or 4 twitching on the ground, trying to get away from you. Any additional action or movement for you?
Can I climb the wall? Just kind of
Just try and get yourself up and out of their way.
up and out of their way. Just kind of grab something and swing myself up.
How about an acrobatics on that one? Ooh, sneak attack would be an option for you.
I forgot about sneak attack.
Yeah, good call. Oh, that's a good number.
That is a great number.
That is an awesome number. And that number means that these rats go away.
I'm still gonna try and swing up to the up and out of the way though.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me that acrobatics. You want high, not low. That's quite high. You look up at the ceiling and you notice, mounted on the ceiling, the remains of what must have once been another of those pulleys, similar to what's at the front. You clamber up the wall, grab hold of it, and suck your little body up to it.
Okay, that's good.
All right. And that brings up the activities of a squeal. The squealing rats bite at Chloe, who is in their midst. And they crit for 2 damage.
Woo!
Not a lot of rats left here. And as the rats try to escape, they start moving past you. Chloe, would you like to do anything as the rats that bit you move out of range?
Get back over here, you little...
Ooh, yes you do. Now it is only 3 rats trying to escape. That's not how numbers work. That's how numbers work. Now, Talays, they have Waverly, you're stuck to the ceiling. You can't possibly attack from that position right now. But Talays has an opportunity as the swarm makes its way on top of Dawn. Talays, would you like to strike with your dagger as a reaction?
I super would.
All right.
All right. I gotta figure out a trick to keep this sheet up while I'm trying to see the screen at the same time.
If you hit the little, looks like 2 windows icon in the top left, it'll pop it out, turn into a separate window.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's gonna make my life a little easier.
And then the only trick is if you cast a spell, you got to look back at the main window to pick which level it is. 18 will hit. Do me a damn favor and roll more than 3 damage.
How do I roll damage? I've never hit anything before.
Click where it says in the chat, where it says dagger +4, click the word dagger.
Okay.
That is more than 3. Excellently done. The squealing pile of rats is no more, leaving only a chittering pile remaining for Joey to deal with. Or what is Joey doing?
Sorry. Okay, so there's fresh rats, and fresh rats also need battering rams.
That is effective given the constrained area. It strikes them, destroying at least half the rats, you would think. I'm not sure if math is your strong suit. Any additional actions?
Oh, there's still more than 2.
There is 2 and more of them.
I have no other.
You start moving forward, and at your feet there's the water, and then if you look down, you can see that, you know, if you take 2 or 3 more steps, it's just going to be full to.
My
What
arrow.
you do see is a big pile of rope and wooden buckets that have all been chewed up and rotted, and is now floating a giant raft-like rat's nest in amongst the water. Give me a quick, let's call it perception check.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Joey. Let's see that perception. It probably has something to do with the mechanisms you saw on the ceiling on your way down. Maybe you're not piecing together what it is quite yet. Maybe you are.
It's like buckets and shit.
Buckets and shit. Who needs these? Dawn. There's a rat down the way.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to fire through people. He's going to cast this on them.
Rats are known
I don't know what doesn't
for their
roll damage.
intense listening skills. Wisdom saving throw from the rats.
That's where the damage is. That's where the damage is.
They do not do
12.
well.
Wow.
They take a wowzers. Yeah, that bell just rings through them, and they are no more.
It resonates.
Every one of them sitting there vibrating and then just falls over.
Sound of
was
the bell.
creepy.
The bells just sort of like creepily echoing off the walls.
Congratulations, you have cleared the tunnel of its infestation. But, as Joey has discovered, the end of the tunnel is submerged in water.
Entirely?
Entirely. So
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Somebody's gonna have to get wet to figure out what's going on down there.
Not it.
Oh, for God's sake, Joey. Come
It's
on.
so.
It's just
You see how much
water.
metal
You're
this
fine.
is? It's gonna get all rusty.
I gotta get all this shit off me now anyway, so. And she'll squeeze past his large body and just kind of come right up to the edge. Can she see, like, as close as she can get, can she see how deep it might be?
So it's only about a 10%, 15% grade. So it can't be more than 4 foot deep when it hits. And as you kind of get close to it and you lean forward and maybe give it a tap with the old warhammer there, you see that just a little bit lower than the water of the level, there is a large gate or grate that's closed, but the entire portal is submerged. From the way the water is moving and the fact that this water is somewhat fresh, despite the piles of now rat bodies and rotting hemp and rotten wood, it must connect to the stream outside. So likely you are now below the level of the stream.
All right, so it smells great, I'm sure. Okay, so can I tell by looking at it if I would need to push or pull to open it? And
you would have to lift to open it. It's going to swing towards you.
I want to try and do that.
On the top.
I'll tell Joey, back up. Back up. Come on, give me some room here. I got to pull this thing.
Well, why don't we just do it together and call it a day?
Well, I said that when you left before, but you didn't want to do that. That's fine.
Oh my god, I'm gonna hear this every fucking time.
Sorry.
So as that exchange happens, and it seems like the siblings will eventually get it together to try and lift, I will need an athletics check. DC is 20, but since you're working together, you do have advantage. Well done. The two half-orc siblings pry the grate up. As they lift it, they get it to the point where they hear a little ka-chunk, and two pieces of metal that were sticking out are pushed back as you lift and then snap forward to hold the grate up. Now the grate is covered in hemp rope, bits of wood, dead rats, so hanging over your head is a really grisly looking screen of metal and things. If you wish to drop the grate, you would just need to push the metal pieces back against the wall so the grate could drop back down. You can see now that you've cleared the grate and the blockage, the water's moving a little better, circulating, and you would guess if you were to dive down, swim maybe a little bit, and then pop up, you'd be standing in the stream.
I just kind of turn back at everybody and I say, anybody want to go for a swim? Door's open now.
Bloody hell.
I don't know if I have to stand here and hold this, but I assume so.
I hold my hand out for Waverly and offer to carry her because she's small.
Waverly will take that offer.
Right. And if whoever is planning on doing the first dunk would please roll me a stealth check.
All right. I volunteer to go first since I'm carrying Waverly. Does she also need to roll?
Yes, so if you're going two at once, give me a stealth check, and actually, both of you give me a stealth check at advantage.
No, I did not do well.
That is not good even with advantage. That's a little bit better. But let's see what that does.
Not rolling good tonight, guys. That's bad.
Talay's making a little bit too much of a presence. Perhaps a little too concerned with appearances. Now you guys should all see the area around you, and you should see an outline of the tunnel. You're still underground at the moment, but at the front is where you're going to pop up. So Talay's and Waverly pop up in the water. As you start to surface, as your heads are starting to break what must be a dugout area in the stream, because the floor of the stream is only 3 feet in most places. Here, it's at least 6 feet deep. So someone has dug this out for this reason. It's filled with nastiness, but we're not going to talk about that in detail.
Oh, and that's why I'm not very stealthy, because I'm just grossed out. Like, oh God, what is my life?
Just keep on telling yourself that's why you're not stealthy.
That is obviously the only reason.
You're big and noisy. That's your problem.
Hey, we were stealthing with all that huge group. I disappeared.
That is true.
Okay, you got me there.
But as you pop your heads up, if the DM has done things correctly, you should see two groups. The ones that you noticed some hours ago, making their way along the stream bed, investigating it, still on patrol. One group to the east of you, one group to the south. As Talaise comes up, spluttering, knocking rat bodies off herself, you see heads turn in your direction. It looks like they are aware of you.
Shoot. Okay. But they're aware of me, but not so much Waverly, right?
They're aware of you. Waverly is probably like up in your hair at this point, or maybe hanging out behind you. So they see the blue-headed person pop up, not so much the little brown mouse. Blonde mouse. Blondish brown.
And obviously I can see them, and I've noticed that I've been noticed.
That is true. So we're going to clear this off here. And then we're going to ask an important question. In that moment of noticing one another, while there's still just one of you, is there anything you're doing immediately?
Hang on, taking a look at what I have, what I can do. I guess, like the first thing that I'm going to do is just kind of like casually ease Waverly down and keep her out of view, because I'd rather they know that. See, if I'm going to get noticed, I don't want her to get noticed.
Sounds good. Waverly, I think Talaise just slowly pushed your head back under the water.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So,
like quietly muttered to her, "Take a deep breath."
So as that highly stealthy move goes through, I will ask everyone to roll initiative, and I will mention this one unfortunate fact. Talaise, I don't think you alerted the people who are diving underwater to come up behind you to the problem. Do you think you did?
I would not have thought to do that, no.
All right. So in very short order, I think some other heads are going to be popping up out of the water right alongside you. But let's find out how and when. So please add yourselves to the turn order, and let's see how this goes.
I keep doing it wrong. I keep forgetting to click on myself first.
Come on, better than a 2.
The part that's annoying to me is that every time I've messed up my initiative and you can't see it, it's so much better than what you get.
That's pretty much a given.
Murphy's Law.
All right, let's start adding some folks to the initiative on the bad guy side.
My initial initiative roll was a 19. Are you kidding me? Oh no, someone critted on their initiative twice.
There's a lot of them, so statistically, you're going to see some crits. But let's go ahead and sort. And let's see what's going on. Nuri, Farmer, and Alana all start calling out and hissing out in alarm, pointing in your direction. It's like they are well aware of you. Dawn, I don't think you're going to get a warning. So basically, you guys have all now backed up behind each other. Talaise is kind of in the deep spot. So there's a little bit of a jostle. You're the first one to get your head above water other than Talaise and Waverly, whose head is now back below water. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't think he'd have had his eyes open entirely on the way coming out, so I don't know if he'd have noticed Waverly being held underwater with a hand on her head. You know?
So let's...
And he doesn't hear anything, so he'll pop up, I guess.
All right. So basically,
Just-
on your turn, you will be
Like
starting
he's
right about there.
he's okay. He's a sputtering cat, just like not pleased with this. Ears back against his head, just like visibly cringing as he's coming up. He doesn't know there are people there, just like.
Is he wearing glasses too?
Yep.
It's adorable. Oh my god.
He is now a drowned rat. Cat. He's not pleased. So, and he'd immediately see things once he opens his eyes.
Absolutely. Just 15, 20 feet away, a pair of hissing kobolds and shouting humans pointing towards you.
Pretty much would be like kind of slipping back into like more childhood, like shit, fuck, goddamn, like fire at first one.
And unfortunately, the blast goes
No.
wide. A
His
little too much hair in the eyes and glasses, maybe somewhere in the muck.
his glasses are gross.
Fair enough. Any movement, or are you staying in the 3 foot or so deep water?
I think he will attempt. What is these? Are these trees?
Those are bushes, and you remember from childhood, moving through them is very hard and very bloody. 5 feet per every 6 seconds or so, you timed it once for some reason.
Because he would do that.
He would.
Oh.
Such
I
a
think he might-
nerd.
I think he might have recruited someone else to actually make their way through the bushes, but he would have sat there counting.
Yeah. He's gonna clamber up. Actually, for now, I think he's gonna stay where he is because he's just startled by this whole situation.
All right. And that's going to bring us to Chloe. Chloe, they're all clustering up for some reason, but you don't know why until your head pops up.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was still holding that. Did
Oh,
I
sorry.
just jump down too? Like, do I need to hold it?
No. So you see them start disappearing. You start to let go. The latches on either side are holding it up for you. So
okay,
it doesn't look like it'll hold, but as you finally start to let it go, it stays up.
All right, well, I will let it go, seeing that it holds its own, and kind of pop my head out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And do I still have, like, all my movement speed after that, or?
Yep. So basically, this is you popping your head up after having ducked under the water, clear your eyes, and then, oh, hey.
All right, and seeing what's going on, I'll yell something like, get these ones first, and run down here, and swing at the kobold.
A 16 will give him a very bad day. 4 points of damage, however, lets him live to see at least another few moments.
And that's it for me. Help.
As Vezi begins his bad day, Waverly, blubble blubble. But what are you doing once you have a little bit more control of yourself?
I'm gonna climb up onto the shore here. Would be a good idea. Get up out of the water, and then Chrome, stop being a stupid thing. Okay, Chrome loses its shit on me for no reason. All right, so she's gonna pull out her bow.
Okay.
That guy right there. Try.
All right, you try and give Vezi an even worse day, and yes, you do. Vezi the kobold didn't even get to take center stage. He falls dead. Any additional action or movement for you?
I was just gonna head over here to like just to the edge of these terrible bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy, I know you're here. You're fine. Okay. Anyway, she's just gonna crouch down and try to be sneaky and unnoticed.
Sounds good. As you crouch, we find out what Talaise is doing, having held Waverly for as long as she could. But the mouse seems dedicated to danger, perhaps a danger mouse. Talaise, what are you doing?
Okay. Let's see. What am I doing?
I asked you first.
I think first I'm gonna move out of the water.
Okay.
I am gonna actually go right there to the other side of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And since I can see that Chloe's engaging the group to the bottom, I'm gonna look at the one that's coming up around the bend here. I'll target the kobolds because I seem to be really good at killing those. And I will use Vicious Mockery, and I will shout at him that, you know, I'd challenge you to a battle of wits, but I don't attack the unarmed.
Wow.
And
a classic.
Thank you. And that did not work out for me. I am not doing so hot tonight, guys.
Nazgro the Kobold, on honeymoon with his wife Nuri, exploring the town of Greenest together, attempts to prove that he's not that dumb, and does so, shaking it off, perhaps inspired by the presence of his lovely wife. And then Talaise, any additional movement?
I only moved like a little bit, didn't I? I'm actually going to move back another 5 feet.
Okay.
Put me at 60 from any of these folks that are here, because that's how I do.
Fair enough. But perhaps inspired by your vicious mockery, Nazgro rushes forward. You hear the hum of his sling spinning. He launches it at you. You are just within range. Does a 16 hit you?
It sure does.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as Nazgro retorts with a... that's going to bring up Vezi, the dead kobold, and then Saigon, very much like Chloe, to not kill him, attacks her with a dagger to no effect. Ariana, with the honeymoon couple, rushes forward with her torch, coming up behind Nazgro. And Joey, you've been underwater a long time, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm like here-ish.
Yep.
Okay.
You pop your head up and everybody's everywhere.
Dude, and there's like water on everything. It's terrible. Just awful. And I'll be like, well, thanks for... Oh, who killed... what? Why? This is dead? That's fine. I'll just step on it, and then I'll try to throw my maul into Mr. Payne over here.
Fair enough. Mr. Payne takes all of that and feels no more. I
mean, I should be specific. I like to throw my maul at him, but still hold on to it. I mean, maybe that's, some specification.
I sort of figured that's what you meant for the 5-foot distance. But, if you want to Thor it up, go for it. Any additional movement or action for you, Joey?
No, that will be the end of... I'm going to draw a dagger into my offhand.
All right. Is a maul two-handed?
It is. You can hold on to it with one hand. You
Fair
can't make
enough.
attacks with it with one hand.
All right. So a dagger in one hand, a maul held in the other. You stand ready. Pain has just left the turn order. Nuri remains. Rushes forward alongside her husband. Casts a stone at the blue girl who's been insulting. Out of range, though, so disadvantage. 6 is not going to do.
Nope. Thank God. Like, I'm already half dead.
That's going to bring up Farmer.
Level 1.
Farmer strikes at Joey. No. And that's going to bring up Alana, who rushes to catch up with the others, but has no action. And Dawn, it comes back to you. Many things have happened in the last few seconds.
He's gonna get his shit together and get out of the... Is there, is that normal movement getting out of the water? Or...
Yeah, it's only 3 foot deep. Waverly has to do a little swimming, but maybe Waverly's kind of quick.
He is going to dart yonder ways.
Ooh, that's more yonder than I had zoom.
That he is going to fire in the direction of Nazgro. Cause where are you? Last boink. He's hit. Maybe?
A 12 strikes the newlywed wife. Please roll damage. Her luck holds. Barely singed. Any additional action?
Nope.
Comes down to Chloe. Joey showed up. He did some hitting. You did some hitting too. What are you doing as a follow-up?
I'm gonna keep that train going and try and hit that kobold that pulled his dagger on me.
Saigon does not look happy about this. Not at all.
Saigon.
Oh.
Groan.
Oh dear. I thought I was the one telling those kind of jokes. Chloe, any additional movement or action?
Okay, Joey, you got this one. And I point at Farmer, and I will step out. Ooh, hold on. Okay, yeah, I'll step up this way, trying to close the distance with this one.
Fair enough. Waverly, as Chloe goes rushing past you, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I could let Joey handle Farmer, but maybe she didn't hear that, so she's just gonna...
Wow!
Sneak attack too?
Yeah, I can sneak attack too if you need it.
You
Sounds
certainly
like you
may.
need it.
And you actually get to double up that sneak attack. Do remember, when you roll dice on crits, you get both.
Oh, right.
You get to double them up. We were farmers. Dead. So
Arrow through the eyeball.
there.
Sorry,
it
Joey.
is.
No, I'm not.
Just standing here with a maul in one hand and a dagger in the other. Like, well, I had a plan. Okay. I mean, dead is dead.
You was robbed. But as the quartet to the south falls, 4 remain standing to the north. To Lay's, Waverly, any movement?
She's just gonna... Wrong cursor. She's just gonna skirt along the edge here of the bushes.
Fair
Too bad.
enough. All right, backing up Chloe, and now to Lays.
Okay, so I'm hurting, and so I'm gonna move. And don't mind me. I'm measuring.
Okay. So as Therese goes to move, do please go ahead and complete your movement.
Sorry.
Is that a dash, or you got an attack in there as well?
I'm gonna do a standard move, and I'm seeing how far I can get.
Okay.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna go here instead. Put some people between me and the guy who hit me in the face. Yeah.
There's no better shield than your friends.
I love you guys, but you're wearing better armor than I am. But since I did get hit by the kobold that I insulted, I'm going to viciously mock him anyway. Like, just do it anyway. And I'm going to say to him, and I think I accidentally closed up. I think, no, there it is. Never mind. I found it. I'm going to say to him, you know, if I wanted to die, I'd just climb your ego and jump to your IQ.
Ooh, that's a complicated insult for a kobold.
It is, so it's probably going to hurt twice as much, right?
That's how those work, I think, and yeah, it does. Ooh, but not enough.
Hey,
Still.
it's fine. I hurt him almost as much as he hurt me.
That is very true. And as things begin to happen, the now wounded kobold abandons the idea of the sling in favor of the dagger, taking the step forward and employing those pack tactics once more to strike at Chloe with a dagger and advantage. Chloe, I think that's 5 points of piercing damage to you.
I think it is. I am hanging on by a thread.
A thread's all you need. That's going to bring up Saigon Dagon. And that's going to bring up Ariana. Miss Grande rushes forward to attempt to finish off the reeling half-orc. Scimitar. I think that's going to be 6 more points of slashing damage. The dice are not friendly this evening.
She takes the last damage and oh shit, down.
We don't have our healer.
Arianda stands over the now fallen Chloe. Joey, your sister just dropped. What you got?
Wait, so this is my first half orc. Am I like because I went down, but I didn't go down. I'm not sure how that.
I think you get 1 hit point.
So I just kind of
You're reduced to 0.
Check. I think that only triggers if you're at exactly 0. Do me a favor and check it real quick.
Well,
I will check it.
And thank you for remembering that, because I forget things like that.
Okay, so on your turn. Oh, sorry.
So yes, you are reduced to 0
When you're
hit points,
but not killed outright.
but not killed outright.
So I am at 1 right now.
You are at 1 right.
Can I do like a fake death thing, like oh, but my eyes open?
If you wish to fall prone, you may, but that's a disadvantageous position to be in combat.
Yeah, it is. I just stagger back and look like I'm bleeding out. I'll stay standing though. That's a bad idea.
All right, Joey.
All right. So we're gonna move 30 feet.
Okay.
And we're gonna stand right next to Waverly, and I'm gonna drop my maul.
Okay.
And I'm gonna draw a second dagger,
Two
And for
daggers.
my first attack, I'm going to throw my primary dagger at this kobold that's all the way in the back.
That's exactly what I expected a half-orc with a giant maul to do. Please go ahead and roll that attack. That's a good attack. Please roll damage.
Gonna just, we'll take damage off this. As soon as I drag a dagger into my inventory, that should not be dex base, it should be strength base. Let's try that again.
It's even better.
So that's 8, because it's not
That
an
is-
actual crit.
8, and that
Roll
is
a 1
enough.
plus a -1, 0 damage.
That is enough to destroy Nuri the kobold. That's
then-
probably buried that up to the hilt. But you still got a dagger in hand. What are you doing with that other one?
So that other one, with no damage modifier, is getting thrown at this other kobold that tried to put Chloe down. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Yes. Sorry, I had to
Yes.
reread 2-weapon fighting, or that little subsection in
Yep.
the handbook.
A 20 will do plenty. And that's a 2, which is enough. 2 kobolds struck down. The more you attack, the more I think you might have missed your calling as a ranger. Joey.
No,
Anything
I
else
got
you got?
nothing else. I look tired.
right.
I look really tired for the next 6 seconds.
That's going to bring up Alana. Alana, seeing the opportunity to remove one of the threats, swings the scimitar at Chloe. I don't think a 10's going to do it, though.
That's super not going to do it, even in my current state.
Alana looks like it might be time to run, but doesn't want to turn its back, or turn her back on you. Dawn, what are you got?
He's gonna fire at Alana. She's
Okay.
in his line of fire. He's rolling.
That is quite the line of fire. Please roll damage. That is a good chunk. Alana regrets instantly not trying to flee, but does not fall down. Any additional action or movements for you?
You might swing out this way just to get a better view of what's going on.
Right. Chloe, you're still standing.
Yeah, I'm going to swing at the one that looked all like it was going to leave. The one that Dawn hit.
It meets, it beats, it flattens. Fortunately, Alana did not have long to regret her decisions. Chloe, any additional movement or action? Ariana is still standing and quite healthy looking.
No, I'll just, after swinging the Warhammer and finishing that one, I'll bring my hand back up to my shoulder and turn towards Ariana and just be like, I am so done with you guys. And that's it.
Waverly, Ariana is quite close. What are you doing?
I'm going to use my opportunity to stab her a little bit. Like that. And also like that.
Yes.
Woo!
That is a lot of stabbing, even for a great singer. Or an okay singer, or a really bad singer, depending on your tastes. But Ariana is deceased. You have cleared the patrols near the entrance to the tunnel. Doing so quickly, you prevented alarm from being raised. And since the dragon was not overhead, you do not appear to have been noticed. What are you guys doing?
Ow. Ow. Why did we leave Valandra
Bodies-
behind?
Bodies in the water.
Yeah, I'll help Joey start dragging. And every time I go to there, I'll just throw a little water in my wounds, trying to clean them out. Like, I'm not doing so good, guys. Does anybody heal anything? Any of yous?
We
I
not
think
have a
Dawn will put most of the torches out so they're not noticed.
As the bodies are sunk into the muck and the mud, you're fairly confident that they will not be discovered soon, at least. Masks and cloaks are required, 4 of which human-sized. The kobolds are basically dragon-faced naturally.
Waverly-sized cloak.
Yeah, as long as nobody looks at her face.
So you have cleared an entrance and an exit from the keep that, due to your quick action, remains undiscovered.
There was nothing on the humans that we might be able to use to, like, patch up our hurts, right?
Let's find out. And roll 4d100. You want to roll high.
Wait, who's doing what now?
What?
Sorry, roll 4d100 as you're searching the bodies, and that's quite high.
I don't know how to do that.
That's all right. Kyle got you. So you do discover a potion of healing on one of the cultists. Looks like he had it tucked away so that maybe the other folks didn't realize he had it.
Just shoves it at Chloe. We just push it at Chloe. Drink it.
I do that. Please.
2d4
Next
plus
one's
2
all
hit.
yours.
2d4 plus 4 hit points.
Wait, is that whiskey? Don't drink that without me.
It's not whiskey. Come on.
You were too young for that, Joey. Shut up.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good. That's good.
Oh my god. Needed that.
Yeah, so did I. Look at these hands. Are they shaking? I don't know.
Whiskey shakes.
Maybe we shouldn't be
Whining,
shouting from
baby.
across the stream to each other. Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm cold and I hurt. I'm just gonna quietly complain. Even though I was the one who was like, no, Chloe needs to drink the potion. I'm just gonna complain a little bit.
I'm sure the priest will heal you right up. Let's go get him.
Yeah, don't we have to fight our way through a whole bunch of people to get to that priest?
And Dawn is just gonna look at Therese and just be like, "You do not know the meaning of uncomfortable." And he just sort of like shakes a little bit, and his fur, poof. His fur's wet, his shoes are wet, his clothes are wet, and it's awful. And he hates it.
Wet fur is terrible.
I cast Prestidigitation just on Dawn's shoes to dry them off.
There you go. Some dry shoes.
There you go.
That are almost instantly re-wet by everything else that's running down your legs over top of them. But for just a moment, you have warm, comfortable feet.
Yeah, but now he's feeling like all the water gathering in the bottom of his shoes slowly, as opposed to just coming out that way, because it's dripping through his fur.
That is very true.
And
now,
she looks at Dawn and goes, "You're welcome." Just deadpan.
Very nice. Now, Chloe, as you start to make your way north across the stream and reach the point at which you could start to peek around the bush, you can see that there are several search parties tearing through the houses to the north, and a much brighter light away to the east around the temple. You would guess, based on the amount of light being output, they may have a fire going by one of the doors. Obviously, some torches chucked up onto the roof, and then a big band of people at either end of the temple, and you can spy all this happening over the bushes, but without going through them or around them, and possibly putting yourself into the line of sight of them, you'd have trouble sorting out more.
So I just see lights in lots of different places from my vantage point.
This is the temple over here?
That is the temple over here.
Can you reveal for the stream? Because I have black.
Oh, do we have black? So let's do a... do I have all the secret stuff hidden? I think I do. Let's turn the lights on. Light.
And it was so. Oh my gosh. Yay.
All the light.
And the people rejoice.
Yay.
All right. So, you do know houses and shops up to the north. The temple itself away to the east. The primary glow is coming from the southern end of the temple, where you would think a larger fire has been built. That's more than just torchlight, and there's a lot of smoke coming up off of it. To the north, torches and some scattering, smoldering fire. And then in amongst the town, you occasionally catch glimpse of torches moving from house to house as the cultists and kobolds make their way through. Are you guys going to continue on towards the temple? Return to the keep for reinforcements? What is the plan?
I relay all this information back to them and say, I don't know what you guys want to do. Do you want to try and go through town, or you want to curve around the bushes and hug the bushes and try not to make notice? What's around the temple? Is that...
Yeah, I was going to say, is that like a moat or something?
What is around the temple? Yes, it's a small stream or moat. Chauntea is a goddess of the farm and fertility, and that is a small stream which is stocked with fish, you know. Delicious fish.
Yeah, so Chloe will tell people, like, I don't know, we might have to go through the bush in this one. Like, I don't know how we're gonna get that many people all the way around here.
You said like there was the big fire here, and then like torches all up front. Were there any people moving around out there, or were they all just up in the...
From your vantage, you're basically...
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Cutting hard.
Yeah, you're looking... you're down the stream at the stream bed, so you're looking up over the bushes. You really can't see the temple itself. You just see the roof of it, and then you see the glow coming from the north and the south.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you, from my experiences, if you walk like you know you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there. Nobody talks to you if you walk like you're supposed to be there. So I'm thinking, to get to the temple, we can just walk like we're supposed to be here.
Didn't you steal like a bunch of capes and masks off the dead bodies?
Well, yeah, that's for later. Or I guess now.
We could do it now. I mean...
But I don't know how we're to get, dozens of people.
I have a disguise kit, don't I? Don't I? That's the thing I
believe
have,
there is a
right?
disguise kit, yes.
And I could disguise us up. I mean, at the very least, to be passable at a glance.
How many people can you do that to?
I do have a disguise kit. How many people can I do that to, oh great DM?
You could do that to quite a number of people with some supplies. Looking about yourselves, there are currently 5 of you, one of which is fairly tiny. You have 4 sets of cloaks. So with a little creativeness, you could probably stuff Waverly under someone's arm and manage to make yourselves up. You'd have to do something about the holes and the blood and the brains that have been liberally applied to some of the masks and cloaks.
Oh, that's easy. I press.
I mean, like, couldn't she wear a kobold cloak?
Oh, you could certainly dress
You
up as a
could.
kobold. Yeah.
See, this is where that disguise self cantrip I want to do at level 3 would come in, but I'm not there yet. So
This will be your inspiration for that one.
All right,
yes,
so
if only I could look like a kobold, this would have worked so well. Somebody stand in front of me so they don't see I have a mouse face.
All right. Let's see a disguise roll from the person with the disguise kit, as it sounds like you start making up the group to see how good or bad this might look.
all right, so what would you like me to roll exactly?
I'm thinking performance, but I'm willing to hear argument otherwise.
Oh no, I would go with performance. Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Doesn't do anything. I click it, nothing happens.
Something should have happened.
Nope, nothing happens.
Can't you collect the disguise kit? Do you have that under? Did you put that under your tools?
I
you
have it
could-
in my items.
Because you can put.
When in doubt, roll 1d20.
Okay, how do I
which
do
you
that?
which you can do
Oh,
by hitting the little
no.
die and.
I know why it didn't work. I wasn't paying. My little pop-up window showed up, and it was underneath my other window.
14. All right, solid makeup. Not your best work, but a solid makeup. If someone would like to do me a favor and take control of the fate of the party by rolling 1d6, you would like to roll high.
Not me. My rolls have been crap tonight, guys.
If anybody's watched Darwin, you know I don't do these rolls.
We need somebody to take the destiny of the party in their hands. Who's going to be it?
Waverly. Oh, Chloe. Oh, wow.
Chloe diving in. Well done.
I wanted high, right?
You wanted high.
Okay, good.
So the time that you spend gathering yourselves up, making yourselves up, trying to kind of muzzle out Waverly's face a little more and slick back the hair, applying a little bit of extra blue eyeshadow all over, because you happen to have a lot of that, Talaise.
I do.
So Waverly looks pretty good. And in the time that you take, no groups or disturbances, you are now disguised and ready to set out. I will ask, are you bringing any torches with you as you set out?
Should probably have at least one.
Yeah,
the
I'll
groups
grab
for
one.
carrying torches, so we should probably carry a torch just because I don't think any of these search parties have dark vision.
I think that's a good idea.
Well noted. The
Don
party
is
looks-
going to put the mask on and then put his glasses on over the mask and try to pull the hood way down over his face.
That's not suspicious at all.
No,
So
but he is a cat.
I will ask, what is the plan for direction of travel?
I think we should probably pretend.
Follow the river back around.
I think if we're
We can just go
disguised.
around, right?
Yeah, we
We're
should-
guys. We should be going like.
looting houses.
Yeah, but they were patrolling the river, going around the river. It might
Lie
seem
and say
less
we met up with them.
suspicious.
Is anybody a good liar?
I'm a good liar. I'm a great liar,
So the issue
So
is
so is
and I'm good at not telling the truth too.
John.
Good, because that's very different. You got to be good at both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
so the issue is
The
it's us
DM got my
getting-
joke.
But don't.
I'm not concerned about getting there. That part's going to happen pretty definitely. I'm worried about the getting dozens of people who are not trained and don't know how to walk quietly out.
What's that supposed to mean? There was mud all over the place.
At this point, what we need to do is get there. We can figure out the other part once we have everyone together. Everyone might be dead. We don't know. We've got cross the bridge once we get there.
See, you got to listen to her. Focus on one thing at a time, Joey. What did I tell you?
All right, so I think I hear and I think I saw arrows right down the main street between the houses up to effectively the front door of the temple. Is that the plan?
That's a good idea, actually. Because it says
Assault? I saw the arrows, so I'm just asking.
Gonna walk in a little bundle.
Yeah, you know, like an evil square.
Like an evil square. An evil square.
An evil square.
All right.
Is there a particular way that we need to walk to be an evil square, Joey? Oh, okay.
Joey's an idea man. Implementation is someone else's job. But as you set out on your endeavor, evil square in motion, would someone please roll me that d6 again? Again, you want to be high to get to the temple without noticing or being noticed. Anyone else?
I'll try.
Oh God, do good.
Halfway.
Oh!
A 3 is enough to get you well on your way.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
thank God.
How far do we get? Although
Good game, Waverly. Good game.
You
are we making our evil square?
You reach the. Hang on. Whoa,
We just disappeared.
Movement!
What
All right.
happened?
I dragged you, and you moved at the same time.
We're elsewhere.
You are elsewhere. You have made your way between the houses. And I left the crow behind.
Edgar.
Edgar.
Edgar's flying. He's not going. He's just kind of like up in the air. He's not perched currently.
All right.
He's in the vicinity.
You march confidently and evilly down the main road. You reach the intersection. You do know, of course, that the temple is to the south. You've avoided making the trek to the temple many times as children because you had better things to do. But as you draw up alongside it, you can see several cultists have brought a tree down and are getting ready to ram it into the temple door. Around the far side of the temple, thick smoke is billowing as they try and set fire to the rear wall. Moving about the temple, keeping an eye on the various windows, are several more cultists and 2 odd serpent-like dragonoid creatures that maybe you haven't seen before. And hopefully you see them now.
Do we get to roll a thing? Nope.
I see nothing.
Let's do this the right way.
I do on my account, but no one else
All
does
right,
it.
that means I hit the wrong button. How about now?
Oh.
Success.
Excellent.
They are
you've-
neat looking.
They are interesting looking creatures. They seem quite tame, maybe, as they move alongside the cultists and the kobolds. All this taking place some 30 to 40 feet south of you. Are you continuing to march right up to the temple, or detouring in another direction? Which way are you headed?
How many were at the temple, did you say?
A large number. So let's give you an idea as to what that means. At the ram, at least 3 cultists and 6 kobolds moving about in a strung out mob. 3 more cultists, 10 kobolds, and the 2 drakes. In that mob, the kobolds are spinning what look to be slings, but the string is longer, and at the end, a small bladed disc that hums and roars as it whips through the air, obviously meant to intimidate those inside. Furthest from you, you suspect a couple more kobolds and cultists, but they're just in this giant cloud of smoke and muck as they try to make the wet wood of the wall burn.
So around back, just act like we want to go to the fire and have fun with everybody, I guess. Those things don't look too friendly.
Going around the front might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
So, As I glance down at the clock, I see it's ticked over to 8:50. That means we would only have about 10 more minutes before time.
I was like, I'm not sure this is even worth it.
For us to declare pause and give you guys an opportunity to determine the plan. So, whatever you decide, I don't think we're going to launch into it this evening. But you do have the cover of several houses. You do have several houses you could just enter into if you chose. Most of the doors seem to have been kicked in already. The cultists are paying you no mind. Your disguise seems to be holding up.
Yes.
Well done. So next week we will pick up with the assault on the assaulters. But how are you guys going to get that done? Let's hear some ideas.
Don thinks they should turn back. This does not seem worth it.
Never turn back. Never surrender.
The people in there to save. Gotta try.
And we've
We
come
came
all
this
this
way.
way.
Yeah.
We could go all the way back and still be alive in the morning.
You don't know
Maybe.
that.
Listen, Dawn. Personally, I'm with you. If it wasn't for Chloe, I after the rats, I would have been like, maybe we'll just wait this one out.
Yeah, and see, that's fundamentally what's wrong with you. You don't think about other people. It's always jowie, jowie, jowie.
No, right. Well, before it was all about money, because gotta pay your debts.
What about the debts? Like, maybe they'll let you keep your money if you save everybody in the town. You're so concerned with keeping your money.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm banking on here.
Pun intended. What, I can't make jokes? You're the only one in this family that can make jokes? I can make jokes.
And they're very funny, Chloe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like you.
I like you too, Chloe.
Great.
Thanks.
Maybe we should rummage in one of these houses, find you a healing potion, or just go get that priest.
I'm in a lot of pain, but to be quite honest, if we turn back, we'll probably have to wade through another set of people because they're gonna notice those guys are missing, and the people who are holed up in there don't have a whole lot of time.
So on that thought, actually, please give me a, let's call it an insight check.
All right.
Everybody?
Everybody. Everybody wants to be happy.
Don doesn't care much about other people at the moment.
Yeah, you guys just don't seem to want to get in the heads of your enemies, except for physically.
Oh my god!
Too busy bickering among ourselves.
I'm in pain.
Never
I'm in a
mind,
lot
the
of pain.
DM,
I'm so
the DM
distracted.
has no input at this point.
I'm so
Continue.
distracted right now. I'm hurting so much.
Yeah, you all you pause for a second, like maybe there was something that was going to occur to someone, and then the pause becomes uncomfortable and somebody breaks the silence. Continue.
Anyway, I was saying, I don't really feel like going all the way back saying, we gave up. I mean, we walked all the way through all that rat shit. Can we please just get this done?
Oh, we're doing this. We got to. We can't split the party either. It's going to be dangerous. But now we have to decide what's the best way to go around. Does anybody have any ideas on that?
I kind of want to know what's going on in the back. I mean, that fire out back, I want to know what's going on with that.
We should gather as much information as we can so we can make the best decision as possible.
Do we see anybody, like, I know what we see in the front. Do we see anybody kind of coming out around the corner, like down here, as the fire's going on and stuff, like people milling about or anything?
So you can see that the fire against the rear wall is not really a fire. The force at the southern side is scampering back and forth, gathering up bits of hay, bits of straw, long grass, twigs, and just throwing it on a pile to try and get it to catch and burn. But everything is too wet and damp. So they're just getting more smoke than they are flame. You do see them moving around, but they're just in clouds of smoke. There's probably somewhere 5, 6, 10, 1,000. Nah, probably 5 or 6 of them down there. But they cough more than you see them.
Yeah. Well, if it sounds wet in the back, I'm gonna be rolling into this house right here.
Okay.
And it would be like, I'm gonna sort of like at the front. Is there like an overhang? Is there like not wet wood at the front of the house?
There is firewood available here. It doesn't look like it's occurred to the cultists to come get it though. They just seem to be using the straw. Maybe not the brightest patch.
Yo, let's gather up, and then we can just head around the back and say that we're helping, and then when we get there, we can not help.
I like that idea. That's actually a sound idea.
Perhaps we could set their cloaks on fire.
Oh, that does sound good. I like that.
That actually does sound like a solid plan. Does that sound like a plan that you guys are going to act upon?
I'm
helping.
all for it. I'm doing it. I'm all...
Loading up on firewood.
Don't give me too much. I can't carry that much.
So we do know that your disguises are passable at a distance. But you're going to have to get a little closer now. And we're going to have to see how evil that evil square looks. So I need you to elect 2 people to roll deception representing the party's evil squareness. Now, they will have advantage because someone will be helping each one.
Me.
Dawn.
Not me.
Dawn
Me.
is going to do this. He's got the thing.
And Talace is gonna do this.
All right, so Dawn and Talace, I need a deception roll from each of you with
At
advantage.
With advantage.
With advantage. As Chloe, Joey, and Waverly back up your evil vibe.
I'll pick up some of the scraps of wood and hand it to Waverly.
What
There you
is
go.
going on with my freaking rolls?
Talace, are you secretly a very nice person? Is that what this is?
I am neutral. Good.
You just have a heart like nothing. Let's find out how groups A, B, and C react to this evil square. Group A. They're all in. Way to go, guys. That's a good idea with the firewood. Hadn't thought of that. Group B. Oh, you're the smart ones. We'll elect you for promotion next rally. Group C.
Yes!
Wow.
Oh my
They
God.
are thrilled to see you guys show up. You reach the cloud smoke. You see a little kobold face pop out. It hisses and like this gout of smoke comes out. And you realize that the kobolds aren't helping. They're just running in, breathing smoke, running out, and pretending to be dragons. The 2 human cultists, however, are working very hard to make this pile. They see you coming up. You can see the tears have been running down their face. You can see it streaked on either side of their soot-stained chins under their masks. They look towards you, and they're just like, thank you. Come on now. And they beckon you into the smoke, and come next session, we will pick up on the smoky outskirts of their wall burning efforts. Well done on the approach.
Dawn's distaste for most things covered your ass to leave.
Or they're just really dumb because those are really low rolls.
That is a combination of both right there. There was a fair bit of Dawn swagger, and then just some outright lack of thinking.
I did really well on Dawn's costume. Really well.
Yes. And you know, the glint of the glasses, I mean, there's very little that is more evil than glass glint.
Oh yes, in the fire, in the vague firelight.
In the vague firelight, it did the whole like round the clock circle on each one as you approached. It was awesome. All right. So I will catch up with experience and awards and such once I have a chance to do math. You guys, unfortunately, didn't rest. So any of you who might have regained something from resting didn't. But
I
we
mean,
didn't
there's
have
other
time.
ways that we can, get stuff back, Casey. I was just curious if that was happening.
What's
the other
that?
way that we could.
The other way, that's going to depend
Mr.
on
DM.
some math.
Sir.
That's going to depend on some math. So I will start doing a little math. Does anyone have any other questions as math starts to happen?
Just, comments about how great you are and how much we're enjoying this session. It's fascinating. It's all really great.
Uh-huh. All right, there are, 5 of you this time. That means you get a higher percentage of things. So let's crack out the old notepad here and make things happen.
Don't forget about the heroic points for us choosing to go save these people and the great, deception rolls that were made and the good idea with the firewood. We should get some extra points for them.
There are some extra points.
The disguising, yep.
There are some extra points awarded.
Remembering to float the bodies down the river.
Getting rid of the bodies, nice touch.
Don't take that sentence out of context.
Drown Waverly.
Of course. You dumped a mouse. I mean, that's just, you can't go wrong. Let's see here. So let me start with the official awards. The official awards. Swarms of rats. Swarms of rats.
While he's doing math, I personally, while we're heading to the back of this church in Vizen, Waverly starting to join the kobolds and playing dragon. and Joey's going to personally be
but
joining.
only to help keep up the illusion.
I love that. That is adorable.
Hey. They all want to be dragons.
Chloe's gonna put her head on his shoulder and be like, "That is
who doesn't want to be a
I've ever
dragon?"
seen."
There's a lot of soot around this fire, right?
Oh well, there's a lot of burned straw. So I mean, there's ash and some soot, but they're trying to burn wet straw, so a lot of it's still kind of that clumpy, stringy stuff. What do you want to do with it?
Have it. Because I need it.
You can take soot if you would like soot.
I would like to take soot. At some point, I need to find some salt. If anyone has any, I would like you to share it with me.
So I will ask a question. How is everyone set for rations? Or possibly a cooking kit? If you have either of those things, you may have salt.
If we all would have had rations with kits and stuff usually.
Yeah, definitely have rations.
Packs and such.
So if you bought a pack with rations, the ration will at least have some salt, not a large quantity, but some salt.
I don't need much. I just need a pinch. I literally need a pinch. But I didn't have soot before. But I have an entertainer's pack, so I have salt on me already, and I'm gonna collect some soot in like a teeny little pouch.
Salt and soot are so acquired in a teeny little pouch, assuming you have a teeny little pouch. If not, you can just steal one of Waverly's giant sacks.
Which is the same thing, right?
It's exactly the same thing, yes.
So rude.
Hey. I gotta get my short jokes in while I can. Let's see here. You guys did clear the old tunnel. It has been made usable and kept secret. Very important. You guys have made your way to the temple, and you have planned at least a way to get up to it and kill a couple of cultists, but it seems like on how you might get the people out. So, that being said, 40 plus 50 plus 30 is 120. Each of you please add 120 experience to your sheet.
So close.
How much do we need?
300 is level 1.
Oh, wow.
And
really
hang
close.
on, let me look. Let me look.
And as an aside, since we have like these cloaks that don't belong to us anyway, and they're a little ragged, if I can't find a little pouch, I'll make a little one by tearing off a piece of cloth and just stuffing the soot in there and tying a knot in it.
What? Improvising? You can't do that.
I sure can.
Nah, this is D&D. If it doesn't say it, you can't do it. Let's see here. You guys haven't done that one yet. You haven't done that one yet. You haven't done that one yet. I think we might have exhausted. I think that is it.
So close.
Speaking of so close, what is it supposed to be at? Because I had 43.
245.
Yeah.
43.
I
I
don't
think
know.
you must have missed some. I think you must have missed some from the first award set, because you guys should all be at the same. And Valandra and Dusk have fallen slightly behind, having spent their time tending the wounded like fools. All right, so we'll ask the 20-point bonus question.
You mean the 55 bonus point question?
I don't have a 55-point bonus question. I just have a 20-point bonus question. What were the devices in the tunnel used for?
Bringing up water.
Hey! Add 20 points.
It's a pulley system.
It is a pulley system. Well done. Paying attention to details. Everybody adds 20 points for that. For
Do we get
listening
any?
to...
Do we get any extra points because my husband was distracting me while you were explaining that anyway?
No, unfortunately, as I cannot confirm that, and you haven't recruited him to play with us. No, but there is a recruitment bonus. Is he playing next week?
Oh, dang, because I know someone who was looking to join another game, and I didn't say anything to her already today.
No. So, unfortunately, the recruitment bonus must wait. But on that note, if you guys do have someone who's interested in playing, I do want to keep it probably in the 4 to 6 per session. But if somebody would like to set themselves up to be waiting in the wings, should we have a distracted day, we'd be happy to have more on the roster. But let us know how that goes. And glancing over at the little chat, I've been glancing at it just every once in a while. I didn't see any super suggestions. And I do see that you want level 2 so bad, but you've still got a little more to go. Any questions, comments, concerns as we start to wrap up? Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Apparently not.
Nope, I think I'm good.
All right. And I apologize that the governor did not show up.
Some other time, some other place.
It wasn't until like literally this morning I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that a week ago? Because I was like, I could do a governor voice, and I'm like, but I can't do a governor voice. I'm like, I could learn how in 15 minutes.